When you're looking for common factors and the greatest common factors of numbers, you first have to understand what a factor is. Factors are the numbers you multiply together to get a product. And so to find common factors and the greatest common factor, your first step is going to be to list all the factors of each number using a table. A table is a really easy way to make an organized list of factors. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at 12 here, and I'm going to think of all the numbers, all the whole numbers that I can multiply together to equal 12. Now I don't want any fractions or any decimals, just whole numbers. So I know that 1 times 12 equals 12. I know that 2 times 6 will equal 12, and I know that 3 times 4 equals 12. Now if you go through your list in order like this, and you get to a point where your numbers start to repeat and they're side by side, like here 3 I have as a factor, 4 as I have as a factor, I know that I've listed all my factors. We don't have 5 in here, but 5 cannot be multiplied by a whole number to give me 12. I know 6 can, but 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 cannot be multiplied by a whole number to give me 12. So I know when I make my list like this that I haven't left any factors out. So those are my factors of 12. Now I'm going to list my factors of 20. I know I have 1 times 20. I know I have 2 times 10. I know that I can't multiply 3 by a whole number to give me 20, but I can do 4 times 5. And again, these two numbers are right next to each other, so I know I've got all my factors. Now, my next step is going to be to circle all the common factors, all the factors that these two numbers have in common. So they both have a factor of 1. They both have a factor of 2. This one has a factor of 3 and that one doesn't, but they both have a factor of 4. This has 5, this has 6, 10, 12, 20. So the only ones that they have in common are they have 1, 2, and 4. So these are the common factors between 12 and 20. Now there's also something called a greatest common factor. This is often referred to as our GCF. Now, to find your GCF, you start off the same way, where you're going to list all the factors of each number using your table. So let's start off with 42. I know that 1 times 42 equals 42. I know 2 times 21 equals 42. I know 3 times 14 will equal 42. 4 I can't multiply by a whole number. 5 I can't multiply by a whole number to equal 42. But 6 times 7 equals 42. And again, 6 times 7, we're back around, so we have all our factors listed there. Now let's move on to 56. So I have 1 times 56. I have 2 times 28. 3 can't be multiplied by a whole number, but 4 can, so I have 4 times 14. 5 can't be multiplied by a whole number to give me 56. Neither can 6, but I know that 7 times 8 is 56. So those are all of my factors. Now let's list the common factors. The common factors I have here are 1. They both also have a 2. This one has a 3. This one has a 4. This is a 6. They both have a 7. I have an 8, but they both have a 14. Oops, let's change that color. They both have a 14. And then we have a 21, a 28, a 42, a 56. So these are all the common factors. Now to find the greatest common factor, that's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to look at all the common factors and pick just the greatest one. So in this case, the greatest common factor is 14. And we also will often say the GCF equals 14 because G is greatest, C is common factor. Greatest common factor equals 14.